Hey guys, this is Tim with THB Fishing for Recovery. Tonight we're going to work step 3. And before we can start on step 3, I want to go back and review step 1 and 2 and the reasons that we worked step 1 and 2. Step 1 says we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and our lives had become unmanageable. Well, to me, that means that we finally hit rock bottom. And we've got to surrender. First of all, we got to be honest with ourselves, surrender our will, and look for a better way of life. Okay, step 2 says we came to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. That's when we started believing that, believing and knowing that there's got to be something better out there for us to chase instead of drugs. Okay, after we surrendered and started being honest, we could really look at ourselves really, really good and realize what we need. Okay, now, step 3 says we made a decision to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood Him. What that means to me is we made up back up with God, and we finally made a good decision. This decision is where we start getting our choices back, because God is the only one that can restore us back to our sanity. And insanity means, everybody knows what it means. Keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different outcome. So I want to read a little something out of the NA book that really touched my heart and kind of explains step 3 better than I probably can. It says, as addicts, we turned our will and our lives over many times to a destructive power. Our will and our lives were controlled by drugs. We were trapped by our need for instant gratification that drugs gave us. During that time, our total being, body, mind, and soul and spirit, was dominated by drugs. For a time, it was pleasurable. When the euphoria began to wear off, we saw the ugly side of addiction. We found that the higher we got, the lower the drugs brought us. We faced 2 choices. Either we suffered the pain of withdrawals or took more drugs. For all of us, the day came, there was no choice. We had to use, having given our will and our lives over to addiction in utter desperation. We looked at another way. In Narcotics Anonymous, we decided to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood Him. This is a giant step. We don't have to be religious. Anyone can take this step. All that is required is willingness. I'm going to read that one more time. It's not religious. Anyone can take this step. All is required is willingness. All essential is that we open our door to a higher power, to ourselves. Okay, this is where we start getting our choices back. Every day when we wake up, or here's what keeps me clean every day when I wake up. I thank God for waking me up. I think of something different every day. That not the same thing every day, but something different every day to be grateful for. Because a grateful addict will never use. And I know I say that over and over, but that's the truth. I make a decision to surrender my will to God for God's will that day. And I make my choices. That's the choices I've got now. I didn't have them choices when I was getting high and staying high. The only choice I had to do was who was I going to beat out of enough money today, or who I was going to steal some drugs from today, or what I was going to have to do to get high, stay high that day. Well, now I don't have to worry about that. All I have to worry about is surrendering my will to God, being grateful for waking up, and anything else that I can be grateful for. And I'm really grateful for you guys because as we work these steps on out and discuss them, it's really bringing back a lot of memories for me the first time I worked them. I actually dug through a big thing of my recovery, tub of recovery stuff, and I realized that I used to, I worked steps many times, but you just have to continually keep working them. And but I think step 3 that's the beginning to get on the road to the right way. Getting your choices back is one of the greatest things you can do for yourself. And I want to say that, God's will is better than our will anytime. And if you'll read Jeremiah 29:11 through 15, God has a plan for us. And God's plan is not to hurt us or anything, but to prosper us and for us to be happy and live a joyful life on this earth. And God's plan is always better than ours. So, till next time, we're going to work step forward. You guys hang in there. We love you. And hit that like, subscribe, and share at the bottom of the page. And, we're trying to get the word out as much as possible. I've been studying this fentanyl crisis that we're going through. We're losing over 200 people a day, and 90% of them are our youth. And, we're going to have to do something about it. I mean, we're losing our next generation. And to me, it don't seem like the government's, they're not doing anything at all about it. And there's in Polk County in California, they seized enough fentanyl in one shipment to kill everybody in the United States. And with that, let's pray for our law enforcement that, there's no telling how many shipments are getting over that would kill everybody in this United States. So we need to keep our law enforcement in our prayers and keep everybody in this addiction. And if you're out there using right now and you need help, you message me or get in touch with any of our team, and they know how to get in touch with me, and I promise you we'll get you in some kind of program somewhere. Don't have no excuses. We'll do what we can to help you. With that, we love you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Thank you.